Most people think they need to be one thing: always positive, always serious, always grinding. But real growth happens when you embrace useful contradictions. Be the early riser who sometimes stays up late to finish a project. Be the fitness enthusiast who enjoys pizza without guilt. Be the ambitious professional who knows when to step back and rest. These aren't weaknesses. They're signs you understand that life isn't black and white. Your strength lies in adaptability, not rigid rules. Learn multiple skills that don't usually go together. Combine coding with creativity, business with empathy, analysis with intuition. When everyone else specializes in one thing, you become invaluable by connecting different worlds. A designer who understands psychology, a salesperson who can write code, a leader who knows when to follow. These combinations create opportunities others can't see. Let your habits challenge common sense. Work hard, but know when to walk away. Build discipline, but keep spontaneity alive. Save money aggressively, but spend intentionally on experiences that matter. While others burn out, trying to maintain a perfect routine, you thrive by knowing when to break your own rules. Your morning meditation can coexist with your midnight brainstorming sessions. Your healthy diet can include occasional indulgences. Balance isn't about perfect consistency. It's about knowing when to shift gears. Master the art of productive inconsistency. Some days you'll work 10 hours straight because you're in the flow. Other days, you'll take long walks to clear your head. Both are valid. Both are necessary. Don't let anyone tell you that success only looks one way. The same person who builds a business can take afternoons off to read novels. The same mind that crunches numbers can create art. Your contradictions make you more effective, not less. Your growth demands different versions of you. Monday's focused professional might need to be Wednesday's creative explorer. Your morning discipline enables your evening freedom. You can be serious about your goals while laughing at yourself along the way. These aren't signs of instability. They're proof that you understand the complexity of life. Every new skill you learn, every opposite trait you develop, makes you harder to replace and easier to remember. Build success through strategic contradiction. Save like a minimalist, but invest like an optimist. Network like an extrovert, but recharge like an introvert. Study traditional wisdom, but experiment with new ideas. While others get stuck in one mode, you switch between different approaches based on what works. Your flexibility becomes your strength. Your apparent contradictions become your competitive advantage. Learn to read the room while staying true to yourself. Sometimes you'll need to be the loudest voice. Other times, the attentive listener. You can respect authority while questioning everything. Challenge norms, not just to be different, but to find better ways. Your ability to adapt without losing your core makes you both reliable and unpredictable. Exactly what most situations need. Turn your interests into advantages. Love both ancient philosophy and cutting-edge tech. Use timeless wisdom to navigate modern problems. Enjoy both solitude and socializing. You'll understand people better than pure extroverts or introverts. Your diverse passions aren't distractions. They're the ingredients of innovation. Every seemingly mismatched interest adds another tool to your arsenal. Practice calculated rebellion. Follow the rules until you understand why they exist. Then break them strategically, not randomly. Question systems from within while building alternatives. Be professional enough to earn trust, but bold enough to challenge status quo. Your contradictions should serve a purpose, making you more effective, not just more noticeable. Stay grounded while reaching high. Dream big, but start small. Think long-term, but stay present. Take risks, but manage consequences. These aren't compromises. They're the building blocks of sustainable success. Stop running from the big questions. You scroll through social media to avoid them. You keep busy to silence them. You chase noise to drown them out. But late at night, when your phone dies and the world gets quiet, they find you anyway. What's it all for? Why are you here? What makes your existence matter? These aren't just philosophical puzzles for college students to debate. They're the questions that shape every choice you make, whether you face them or not. The search for meaning isn't some luxury for people with too much time. It's the foundation that makes everything else make sense. Without it, you're just checking boxes on someone else's list. Going to work, paying bills, hitting the gym. It all feels empty when you don't know why you're doing it. Your achievements become hollow trophies. Fear keeps you busy avoiding the search. You're afraid you'll look for meaning and find nothing. Afraid you'll question everything and lose what little certainty you have. Afraid you'll pull on that thread and watch your whole life unravel. But here's the truth. It's going to unravel anyway. Life has a way of forcing these questions on you. Better to face them on your terms than wait for a crisis to make you face them on its terms. Look at how you fill your hours. Netflix binges, endless scrolling, mindless shopping. They're all just sophisticated ways to hide from yourself. You say you don't have time to think about life's meaning, but you spend hours watching other people live their lives on screens. You claim you're too practical for philosophy, but you're following influencers who sell you shallow answers to deep questions. Your busyness isn't productivity, it's productive avoidance. Meaning doesn't arrive in your inbox with a notification. It builds slowly through honest questions and uncomfortable silences. What lights you up inside? What breaks your heart about the world? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? These aren't interview questions to practice. They're doorways to understanding yourself. Each answer reveals another piece of your personal puzzle. Your pain points to your purpose. That thing that keeps you up at night, it's trying to tell you something. The problems you can't stop thinking about. They're not distractions from your path. They're signs pointing toward it. Every frustration with how things are becomes a clue about what you're meant to change. Your wounds aren't just things to heal from. They're maps leading to your meaning. Start with the small moments that feel real. When do you lose track of time? When does work feel like play? When do you forget to check your phone? These aren't just random, good moments. They're glimpses of meaning breaking through the noise. Your life's purpose isn't hiding in some grand revelation. It's revealing itself in all the tiny moments you usually ignore because they don't fit your idea of what meaning should look like. Your doubts deserve your attention. That voice asking, "Is this all there is?" isn't your enemy. It's your ally in disguise. Those moments of questioning everything aren't signs you're lost. They're signs you're finally finding your way. Meaning isn't something you pick from a menu of options. It's something you uncover by facing the questions that scare you most. Write down what you believe. Not what your parents taught you. Not what your culture values. Not what social media celebrates. What you believe. What hills would you die on? What truths feel real in your bones? What do you know about life that you didn't learn from someone else? Your meaning lives in these answers, not in the borrowed beliefs you've been carrying around. Every step toward meaning takes you further from comfortable lies. That's why most people avoid the search. It's easier to follow the crowd than to find your own way. But being a walking contradiction means embracing the uncomfortable truth that meaning isn't found in fitting in. It's found in becoming who you already are, beneath all your attempts to be what others expect. Your brain holds answers you haven't found yet, not because they're hidden, but because you never sit still long enough to hear them. Every time a hard question comes up, you reach for your phone. Every time silence settles in, you fill it with noise. But real answers only come when you create space to think. Take out a notebook. Turn off your notifications. Give yourself one uninterrupted hour with your thoughts. Write down every question that scares you. Then sit with each one until answers start to surface. Start your day before the world crashes in. Wake up at 5 a.m., not to hustle, but to think. Grab your coffee, find a quiet corner, and let your mind wander with purpose. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts on paper. Ask yourself the hard questions. What am I avoiding? Where am I lying to myself? What needs to change? Your mind will try to run from these questions. Hold it still. Make it face them. The answers that come might surprise you. Empty rooms become idea factories when you learn to think deeply. Pick one problem to focus on. Not 10, not 5. 1. Write it at the top of a blank page. Then write every thought that comes up about it, even the stupid ones. Don't judge. Don't edit. Don't stop. Let one thought lead to another. Follow the trail of ideas wherever it goes. Your first thoughts will be obvious. Push past them. Dig deeper. The gold lies beneath the surface. Thoughts everyone else has. Your memory works better in silence. Think about a challenge you're facing. Picture it clearly in your mind. Now remember, similar challenges you've overcome before. What worked? What didn't? What did you learn? Your brain holds patterns you haven't noticed yet, connections you haven't made, solutions you already know, but haven't applied. Focused thinking reveals these hidden links. It turns your experience into wisdom you can actually use. Problems solve themselves differently in focused states. That project you're stuck on? That decision you can't make? Set a timer for 30 minutes. Write the problem in detail. Then write every possible solution, no matter how crazy. Don't stop until the timer rings. Your mind will try to quit after 5 minutes. Push through. The best ideas often come right after you think you're out of ideas. The answers you need usually live on the other side of mental resistance. Real thinking happens in layers. First thoughts are usually borrowed thoughts. Things you've heard, read, or been told. Push past these. Second layer holds your actual opinions. What you really think, but rarely say. Dig deeper. Third layer contains your original insights. Ideas that surprise even you. Most people never reach this layer because it requires sustained focus. But this is where breakthroughs live. This is where your unique solutions emerge. Lost time reveals itself under focused attention. Track one normal day, hour by hour. Write down exactly how you spend each minute. Now do the math. How much time do you waste? How many hours disappear into mindless scrolling? How many minutes evaporate between notifications? This isn't about guilt. It's about finding the time you didn't think you had. Those lost hours are your opportunity for focused thinking. Reclaim them. Your brain changes when you give it space to work. Thoughts become clearer. Decisions become easier. Creativity flows naturally. But this only happens when you remove the constant input. No podcasts during every walk. No videos with every meal. No phone before bed. Create empty space in your day. Let your mind work on problems in the background. Solutions often appear when you stop forcing them and start allowing them room to form. Questions work better than answers for deep thinking. Instead of searching for immediate solutions, learn to ask better questions. Don't ask, "How do I fix this?" Ask, "What is this teaching me?" Don't ask, "Why did this happen?" Ask, "What can I create from this?" Better questions lead to better thinking. They open new paths your mind wouldn't find otherwise. They turn dead ends into doorways. They transform problems into possibilities. Focused thinking reveals the ultimate contradiction. Clarity comes from chaos. When you finally sit still with your thoughts, everything seems messy at first. Ideas clash. Doubts surface. Fears rise up. But keep sitting there. Keep thinking. Keep writing. Order emerges from this mental chaos, like shapes forming in clouds. You sell pieces of yourself for pocket change. A dream given up for a steady paycheck. An opinion swallowed for social acceptance. A passion abandoned for practical concerns. Each compromise feels small in the moment, but add them up, and you've traded your soul for things that won't matter in 5 years. This isn't about dramatic life changes. It's about the quiet ways you betray yourself every day, the small surrenders that turn into life sentences. Look at your daily choices. What parts of yourself do you hide to fit in? Which dreams have you labeled unrealistic because someone else said so? Every time you nod along with ideas you don't believe in, laugh at jokes that hurt your spirit, or stay quiet when your truth is screaming to be heard, you're committing a small act of self-betrayal. These moments might seem harmless, but they leave scars on your soul that no amount of success can heal. Your excuses sound reasonable on the surface. "I'm just being practical. Now isn't the right time. I have responsibilities." But dig deeper, and you'll find fear wearing a mask of wisdom. You're not being practical. You're being afraid. Not of failure, but of something worse. The possibility that you could succeed at being yourself. Because then you'd have no more excuses. No more comfortable lies about why you can't live authentically. You sell pieces of yourself for pocket change. A dream given up for a steady paycheck. An opinion swallowed for social acceptance. A passion abandoned for practical concerns. Each compromise feels small in the moment, but add them up, and you've traded your soul for things that won't matter in 5 years. This isn't about dramatic life changes. It's about the quiet ways you betray yourself every day, the small surrenders that turn into life sentences. Look at your daily choices. What parts of yourself do you hide to fit in? Which dreams have you labeled unrealistic because someone else said so? Every time you nod along with ideas you don't believe in, laugh at jokes that hurt your spirit, or stay quiet when your truth is screaming to be heard, you're committing a small act of self-betrayal. These moments seem harmless, but they leave scars on your soul that no amount of success can heal.